One of the more confusing experiences after narcissistic abuse is realizing that your mind may understand more than it used to, while your body still does not feel fully settled. You may know the relationship was harmful. You may understand why you were confused. You may recognize the manipulation more clearly than you could before. And still, your body may feel tight, guarded, restless, tense, or unable to fully come down. Your jaw may stay clenched. Your chest may feel braced. Your sleep may feel lighter than it used to. Or you may notice that even in quiet moments, something in you still feels like it is waiting for the next disruption. For many survivors, this becomes frustrating because they assume their body should have caught up by now. They think, I know what happened. I understand it. I'm not in that situation anymore. So why does my body still feel like this? Understanding that the threat has changed does not always mean the body immediately stops organizing around threat. That distinction matters, because when the body stays braced after the mind has gained clarity, many survivors begin judging themselves again. They wonder if they are overreacting. They wonder if they are making things worse. They wonder why they cannot simply relax now that they know more. But body-level guarding is not usually a sign that you are failing to move on. Often, it is a sign that your system adapted to a long period of instability and has not yet fully registered that it no longer has to organize itself the same way. Most people talk about recovery as though it happens mainly in the mind. You understand the pattern, you name the abuse, you identify the manipulation, you see the relationship more accurately. And all of that matters. But prolonged relational instability does not only affect your thoughts. It affects your orientation. Your system learns what to monitor, what to anticipate, what to tighten around. And if you spend a long time adjusting to unpredictable moods, confusing reactions, sudden shifts, emotional withdrawal, criticism, tension, or contradiction, your body may have learned to stay ready. Not because you chose that, not because you are dramatic, not because you are weak, but because readiness became part of how your system tried to protect you. A braced body is often the residue of prolonged adaptation, not evidence that something is wrong with you. That is why the tension can feel confusing afterward, because the environment may be quieter now, the relationship may be over, the logic may be clearer, but the body may still be carrying the expectation that something could shift without warning. This is not the same as choosing to stay stuck in the past, and it is not the same as refusing to relax. It is what can happen when the system spent a long time learning that calm was not always safe to trust. This is part of why survivors often notice physical tension before they can fully explain what they are reacting to. The body may tighten before the mind has words. It may brace in response to a tone, a silence, a facial expression, or even the absence of information. And from the outside, that may look disproportionate. But internally, the system is not responding only to the present moment. It is responding through a pattern it learned over time. Sometimes the body remembers the rhythm of instability before the mind can explain why something feels unsafe. That does not mean every physical symptom is psychological. And it does not mean medical support is irrelevant when something needs attention. But in the context of narcissistic abuse recovery, it is important to understand that some body-level tension may not be random. It may be connected to a system that learned to stay alert, scan for change, and prepare for emotional impact. This is why just relax can feel so insulting or impossible. Because the issue is not that you do not know relaxation would feel better. The issue is that part of your system may not yet trust unguardedness as safe. That can be especially disorienting when you are doing better in other ways. You may be more aware, more articulate, more capable of naming what happened, more able to recognize patterns. And still, your body may remain cautious. That does not make your clarity fake. It means different parts of the system may update at different speeds. As this becomes clearer, the continued presence of tension may begin to feel less personally confusing. Not necessarily comfortable, not immediately resolved, but less like proof that you are failing. The body may still be bracing because it learned to survive by staying ready. For many survivors, that level of guarding eases gradually over time rather than disappearing all at once, which means the system may already be changing before the body fully trusts that change yet. That is not something to attack, and it is not something to rush into meaning. It is something to understand with enough steadiness that you stop turning the body's caution into another reason to judge yourself. If you're noticing that your mind understands more than your body seems able to settle into yet, I created a 30-day stabilization space as something structured you can step into while you navigate this phase with more steadiness, without forcing yourself to feel calm before your nervous system is ready. You can explore that below if and when it feels appropriate. And if you prefer to stay here and continue orienting at your own pace, that is completely valid. A guarded body is not always a broken body. Sometimes it is a body that adapted around too much unpredictability for too long. Understanding may arrive before the body fully stops bracing. We'll pause here.